Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. Today I have my TBR for the month of September of 2025. Got a relatively ambitious TBR this month, especially considering I didn't finish my TBR last month, but I really could not narrow down anything else to take off it. And there was one book that I could have taken off, which would have basically solved all my problems because it is the only gigantic book on my list. And that aside, I think I could get through everything here. That is the one wrench being thrown into things. But I have been planning to read it for months, and I didn't want to take it off because the next several months I actually also have a really big book each month that I'm planning on. So unfortunately I'm just gonna have to do my best. So it's possible I may not get to all these, but I really just could not narrow it down. I really want to get to as much of this as I can because these are all ones that I have been very excited about. So the other thing going on with my TBR this month is actually I'm going with somewhat of a monthly theme. I like to do these every so often. In October I read a lot of horror books and things like that. In May I read a lot of Star Wars books. This month I am doing something that I am calling Standalone September, where I am not reading exclusively standalones. There are a few series books in here, but I am reading a lot of standalones. I have 11 books total on my TBR, although a couple of them are novellas. One of them is a graphic novel, but I have 11 things on my TBR. I believe 7 of them are standalones. So that's kind of the monthly theme that I'm mostly going with, and I'm also trying to get a little bit of a head start on kind of spooky season stuff that I can post in October, some reviews I can post in October, because I do also have a couple of horror books on here that I'm kind of reading in preparation for that, so I can get some horror reviews out towards the beginning of October. So, got quite a lot to cover, a lot of ground to cover, so I will get right into it. First things first, I have one holdover from last month that I didn't get to. I had a few books that I didn't get to last month, but I had 3, and I was like, only one of these I'm really wanting to get done now. The rest of them I'm fine with holding off on till another time. So the one that I'm going to plan to do is Soul Music by Terry Pratchett, which is the 3rd book of the Death series of Discworld. So been really looking forward to reading that one, and I just didn't have time to get to it in August, just barely. So I'm going to check that out probably pretty early in this month because it's super short, as are several of the books that I'm reading this month, actually. So that's the first thing that I'm going to be probably trying to go for. On top of that, I also have a handful of advanced copies, which is not something that happens very often. These are books that are coming out soon that I have received advanced copies for, so I can review them around the time they come out. So one of those is a novella called What Comes Before by Molly Macabre. Or is it Macabre? I can never remember how that word is supposed to be pronounced. Anyway, she is someone I've followed over on Twitter for a little while. I found her account pretty soon after she started it, and have enjoyed following her ever since. She is also a self-published author. She's released another book called Dark Bloom, which is a horror book, as is this one. And I have not read Dark Bloom, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. And, she was posting about how there was an availability to get ARCs for this new book. So I signed up and I got one. So I'm going to check that out. I believe that comes out this month. So I'm going to try to get to that fairly early as well, so I can get a review for that out around the time it comes out. The other book that I have an ARC for that I'm going to be checking out is called The Sapphire Heart, which is by an author called Three Scribes, which is a mother and 2 daughters all writing together, and the cover actually for this has not been officially revealed yet, so I'm going to have to find a placeholder cover to put here if I'm going to put anything up. I have seen the actual cover for the book and it looks great, but I can't post it yet because I haven't revealed it. But I am going to be reading this one. This comes out I think in mid-October, so I'm going to be reading it so I can make sure to have the review all done for that. Looking forward to that. It sounds really cool. A lot of the comp titles that they said that it's similar to and things like that are ones that I really am interested in. So hopefully I will enjoy both of those, and huge thanks to both of those authors for sending me advanced copies. That's super cool. Next, we have the one big book that's really going to kind of make this month a little bit challenging for me, which is going to be Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I have had this book in my collection for a good while now, and this one is not going to be as hard as it otherwise might be because I do also have access to the audiobook through my library. So while I'm working, I can listen to the audiobook, and then at other times I can read the print book, so that will help me get through it quicker. But it is still a gigantic book. Even the audiobook is like 60 hours. The print book is over 1,000 pages. It is a chunky book. So that is the one thing that is going to make this month a little difficult for me, is having that. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a decent amount of the other stuff out of the way first before I start it. So that way I know that I've already gotten through at least a significant portion of my TBR before starting it, so that I just kind of feel a little better about it. But I've been looking forward to reading this one. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've been curious about it for a long time. The next thing that I am going to be checking out is actually both a reread and a buddy read. Myself, along with a handful of friends, some of you may have seen a video that, or a couple of videos that I did semi-recently with Jonathan Cohn and our friend Alex, where we buddy read Star Wars Death Star. We are going to be now buddy reading alongside our other friend Ryan. We're going to be rereading Outbound Flight, or at least I'm going to be rereading Outbound Flight. I think one or two of them have not read it before, but so I'm excited for that. I haven't read Outbound Flight in 4 years, I think, which is not that long of a time, but it was before I started the channel, so I haven't reviewed it, and my memory is a little fuzzy on it because I've read a lot since then. So I'll be excited to reread it. I think it's a fairly short book, so it shouldn't take too long, and I, from memory, really enjoyed it the first time, so I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I'm excited to be buddy reading it with a few of my friends, and I'm not sure exactly like if we're going to be doing any videos on it together or anything like that. I don't know what the plan is there, but at the very least, we're all going to read it. We're probably going to talk about it to each other, and hopefully have a good time with it. Next thing that I'm going to be planning to read is a book called Brother Red by Adrian Selby. This is another one of those standalones, like Outbound Flight's a standalone, Les Mis is a standalone. This is also a standalone. This is one that I've had for a little bit now. This is, and I don't know really anything about it. I've read the synopsis of it once or twice, but this was one of those books that I just walked in the bookstore, I was perusing what they had, grabbed a few things that I wanted, and then I was like, oh, I'll pick something just because it looks cool or whatever, and this was one that I chose because I really like the cover for this book. It's very simple, but I really, really like it. And it's a standalone, so, you know, I don't read a whole lot of standalones a lot of the time, so thought it would be fun to read, so I'm looking forward to this one. It doesn't seem to have been talked about all that much. I think it's only got a few hundred reviews on Goodreads even, but it did come, I think, from Orbit Books, so it had some a decent sized publisher behind it. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to reading that one. I've been wanting to read it and fit it in somewhere for a while, just hadn't gotten around to it, so that'll be kind of a fun one to check out that I don't really know anything about, so that'll be kind of a surprise, so I'm looking forward to reading that one as well. Another one that I'm going to be reading is going to be Batman: The Court of Owls. This is another one of the Batman tie-in books. A few months ago I read one for The Killing Joke that was a novelization of The Killing Joke, which I really, really, really liked. This one is the same thing but for the Court of Owls storyline, and I've been wanting to fit this in somewhere for a little bit, and I figured, oh, I could throw it on here because the Killing Joke book only took me a few days to read, so this one should be a really quick one as well, and I really, really enjoyed that Killing Joke book, so I'm hoping that I will enjoy this as well. Not too familiar with the storyline. I know a few things about it because I have you know, been aware of certain aspects of other like adaptations that have included Court of Owls stuff, like some of the Batman Arkham games have some Court of Owls stuff in there, for example, I believe. But yeah, so I'll be curious to check this one out as well. I really liked Killing Joke, so hopefully I'll have a good time with this as well. And then I also have another novella on the list, also kind of trying to get ahead of spooky season a little bit. In fact, the next couple of books are related to that. So one of those is going to be the prequel novella for Gunmetal Gods, which is called Death Rider, I believe, by Zamil Akhtar. I have been really wanting to read Gunmetal Gods for a long time. It's a self-published series, and it's kind of like been pitched to me as like fantasy mixed with Lovecraftian horror, which is a winning combination for me. So I've been looking forward to reading that for a long time. I got my hands on the entire series up to this point, aside from the book that's going to be coming out soon, I believe. But I have all the rest of the books. I have the first 4 plus this prequel. And I have seen people say, you can read the prequel first. So I'm going to do that just to kind of get a little bit of a taste, get something a little short in there, and, something that won't take me too long once again, and hopefully get me excited to read Gunmetal Gods, because I am hoping that I might be able to read it in October. So been looking forward to reading this series for a while, so hopefully I'll have a good time with this little novella. And then the next thing that I have is going to be one of my audiobooks. I'm going to be reading Stephen King's Cujo. This is one that I've been wanting to get more into Stephen King because I've loved his stuff so far, and I have several other books of his in print that I want to read. This is one that I don't have a print copy of, but I can do the audiobook, and again, it's a standalone, so why not? And I've heard this one's really good, but a little bit heartbreaking, so, but to me, that is like, that's what I want. So I'll be looking forward to reading this one. Hopefully I'll enjoy it. I've heard generally pretty good things about it, but I don't know that much about it, so I'll be curious to check it out. So another Stephen King book, which for me is always very exciting. Only got a couple left here. I know this TBR is going a little longer than usual, but I have a lot of books to talk about. So next thing I have is going to be an Arkham horror book. Once again, both a standalone and also trying to get ahead of spooky season, which is called Litany of Dreams. I've been wanting to read more Arkham horror books. So far I've read 2 of them, and both of those were physical books. This one I'm going to be reading in ebook through my library, because they actually have a lot of the Arkham horror books in ebook form, as well as audiobooks. So actually, I think I'm going to be probably doing the audio for this one, not the ebook. But yeah, I've been looking forward to reading more Arkham horror, though, and someday I would love to read like a lot of them. So this is going to be my next one. Don't know much about it. I haven't really heard much about any of the different Arkham horror books, but I just kind of looked through some of them, looked at like the little synopsis of them, see what they're all about. This one kind of jumped out to me as particularly interesting. So hopefully I'll have a good time with that, and will be fun to kind of get another kind of Lovecraftian book under my belt, because I do love those quite a lot as well. And then the last thing that I have on my TBR this month is by far the thing that's going to take the least amount of time, and that is going to be Bloodborne, The Lady of the Lantern. This is a graphic novel, and I have been working my way through all the Bloodborne graphic novels, and this is the next one that I have to do. Once again, a little bit also getting prepared for spooky season as well, because Bloodborne is kind of a gothic, Lovecraftian horror type thing, and so this will also be helping me get in the mood for that. So looking forward to this one. I really enjoyed the 4th Bloodborne graphic novel that I read in August, so hopefully I'll have a good time with this one as well. And yeah, looking forward to it. I love Bloodborne. I love these graphic novels so far. I mean, I haven't, the 3rd one I thought was okay, but otherwise I've really enjoyed all of them. So hopefully I'll have a good time with this one. So that finally wraps up this TBR. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books before, and if so, what you thought of them, or if you haven't, if you're interested in any of them, whichever ones you're interested in hearing my thoughts on, whatever you may think, comment below and let me know. I'll be looking forward to reading all of these, and I couldn't like knock anything else off, or else I might have, because it's a lot, but I think I can at least get to most of these. Hopefully, we'll see, but I'm gonna try. So that's pretty much it for this one. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.